How goes the family? How is life treating you all? Hopefully, you guys are having a great evening. We are live on YouTube and we are live on Facebook. I'm hoping to have some good conversation today. It's we're living in some crazy times here, and we're seeing a lot of crazy things take place. And one thing is for certain, and before I, start, um, you know, putting the link out there so that we can engage one on one, face to face. We're living in some crazy times that I did not think. I remember. So I guess I'm showing my age here. I graduated from high school in 2002. And I remember how unprepared I was for the world as a working adult and whatnot. And the reason why I say that is not because of I'm saying that my mother, she did a great job raising me. The male figures that I had in my life, they did a good job giving me good advice and whatnot. But I did not realize, the world that I was stepping into, how hard it was, in full transparency, when I first, got out of high school, I was a janitor, and I was lucky to have that janitor because a lot of people I knew, they were working just regular minimum wage jobs, and I was fortunate enough to get paid a lot more. However, the one thing that I can say with sincerity is that I was in an atmosphere where I was around people that were professionals in various fields, from financial, law, um, technology. Being in the DMV area, you have the pleasure, even if you have not served in the military, you have the distinct pleasure of being around a lot of military people. This is the biggest hub of the United States military in the country, United States of America. So that's a beautiful thing. And I thank you all for your service. And you have the opportunity to be around people of various different mindsets, whether you're in Northern Virginia, whether you're in Maryland, whether you're in DC. You have the pleasure of being around people who are working in the nonprofit sector, the private sector, people who own their own businesses, people who are in the military, people who are federal government employees, people who are government contractors. The list goes on and on. So you have a good chance to be mentored by a lot of people. I know it's not so true for that many parts of the United States as it is here, even though they have, you have various different industries, various different perspectives and things of that nature, and various different ways people get mentor and whatnot. But because in this area, you have an opportunity to strive in various different ways a lot quicker. And sometimes it's not as hard, and depending on what route you go, even if you have a certified trade, if you have a certification from IT perspective, or the insurance, the list goes on and on. Or if you have a college degree, or if you just have the great entrepreneurial mindset that you can create your own business and get yourself a good customer stream and go from there. We got, seen people from all over the world do this and have been very successful, and all over the United States have done this and been very successful. But today's generation, coming out of high school, coming out of college, with the pandemic, with the loss of jobs, with a lot of company. I've just read today, AT&T, they're laying off almost 4,000 employees, and they're shutting down 250 locations. This is deep. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, yes, it's smart if you join the military, you serve your country, and the military will definitely give you direction, or even people if they go to some sort of a fire department, law enforcement agency, some sort of government entity, or a lot of times nonprofit organizations, entities that will accept the high school diploma without a certification, but you got to bust your butt in order for you to thrive. It's just, so it's like, not everybody's going to be able to join the military. Not everybody's going to be able to join a law enforcement agency or work for the government. Not everybody's going to want to do that. So everybody has various different paths. So when it comes to people stepping into the private sector, it's a whole new world. It's like I said this morning, Amazon is one of the biggest employers in the United States of America. However, their first main headquarters on the West Coast is basically empty for the most part. Business isn't getting conducted in the same way. We are in the crux, the height of the digital age right now. The height of the digital age right now. Okay, and it is just getting crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's insane, and it's going to be a special world that we're living in. And like I said, I'm going to put the link in the chat. and hopefully people will call in and all that good stuff, and we can just go from there. You know what I mean? But it's definitely going to be very interesting because, and I want to get people's perspective, especially if you're a parent. I don't have children, but if you have kids, think about, and if you are preparing them, that's great. I hope you are, because most school systems are not going to, and it's not saying anything bad about teachers or anything of that nature. It's a curriculum. All right. And if you're not being taught how to make money on the side, outside of just being able to have a job and be, a good employee, a lot of people are going to be in a lot of trouble. And then especially if you are that person that's coming out of high school with $0, there's no sort of assets in place because your parents couldn't afford it. And I get it, times are hard, especially now. It's like stepping out nowadays in 2020 and beyond with $0 is not good. So that's all I can say. You know what I mean? So I'm about to put the link in the chat, and I hope we can connect, family, because this is what this is all about. You know what I mean? So about to put the link in the chat. Let's connect. Please give me your perspective on this, because it's crazy. It is very crazy. So I'm going to put the link in the chat, and let's go from there. Hey, Chris. How you doing, man? Thank you for showing up, brother. About to put the link in the chat right now, brother. There it is. And Chris, just click the link and you go from there, man. But yeah, it is a crazy world we're living in nowadays, family. It is a crazy world. So there's the link, Chris. Yeah, just click the link, man. We can engage and talk one-on-one, brother, because this is crazy, man. The world we're living in right now. It is crazy. And I wish everybody nothing but the best. I'm not saying anything bad or derogatory. This broadcast tonight is just, I want everybody to do as well as possible, as humanly possible. But it's a whole new world out here, and if you're not set up, I don't know what to say. if you're not engaging when people even have the discussion to get set up, I don't know what to say. So yeah, Chris, just select the link, man. We can have a discussion, brother. Oh, there he goes. Cool. Yeah.
All right, cool.
How goes it, brother?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, hold on 1 second here.
Take your time, sir. Take your time.
Okay, just had to mute the other channel real quick.
Oh, it's all good, man. How you holding up? How you and your family doing, man?
We're doing good. We got let me raise this my camera a little bit. Here we go. We got about maybe 10 more weeks before baby number 2 shows up.
All right, man. You excited?
Yeah, I am actually. So.
And you're the perfect person to speak on this, because you're a father. You already have a child. You got another one on the way, and this child is being born in like it's. Think about the children that are being born into this world right now. Let alone the children that are already 5, 10, 15 years old, but the ones that are being born into this world right now, man, it is.
It's crazy. It's and it popped out. My dog's in the background barking.
It's all good. I got mine right here. They're probably going to bark in a second. So,
but just think about it. Everything that's been going on since the COVID-19, let alone what's going on with all the protests, everything like that.
And yeah. Have you guys still having protests down there in San Antonio?
I haven't heard much, really.
Okay. I
saw
somebody
today on a probation office downtown.
Is that right?
Yeah. So somebody did.
What was it today? I went to the grocery store, and as I was coming back, there was a crowd of 15 people protesting now. And I'm just like, I get it, but it's like that we need to, if you're going to, I get the injustices that are going on, but now it's time to do something else outside of that. I get why they're trying to keep the momentum going, but you know, what is the definition of insanity? You know, doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Over and over and over.
So, like I said, I respect it. I just hope there's another plan in play. You know what I mean?
I
Because
mean, well, we've seen this before with a lot of protests. I mean, we've seen it in history with
yes,
protests. A lot of things got to be changed. Legislation got to be changed, and we got to
yes,
put the right people in place with it.
I
So
agree.
there's so many things going on to it that you don't want it to be political, but to get
Right.
things done, you have to be political.
Yeah, and I think everything, unfortunately, everything's become so over politicized. It's like I was talking to my buddy Adrian the other day about this, and I was like, you know, one thing I can care less about is this freaking presidential election right now. Literally the
Oh
last
yeah,
thing
tell me
that's on my
about that.
mind. I never thought I would hear myself say that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right there's a whole other story.
and it's not me saying bad about the candidates because at this point it's irrelevant. It's just uh, at this point there's just much more important things going on. It's just like like you said, between the protests, people. I mean, I heard Florida is becoming like the #1 state now that had the biggest resurgence of the. You know what?
Gee, I wonder why.
I don't know. Do tell. Just,
I wonder why. I wonder why South Beach is always popping like that around this time of year.
I'm like, come on, people. It's like, what is it? The gyms finally opened up here, right? And at this point, I'm just like, I don't know. And at this point, I've gotten so comfortable working out at home. I think I might cancel my membership, man, because it's just like, is it really worth the risk?
You know, and we know this. We grew up from a different time frame as well. Like we actually had to go outside and just play around and stuff like that. But at the same time, I know my dad. He never had a gym membership. He always had like a little bench press in the backyard,
Right.
a little bit of weights.
Yes.
He what did he do? Where with our makeshift shed that we built, he put some holes up. I started doing pull-ups out there. So he had me outside the backyard working out and stuff. So I ain't nothing to do that again.
Exactly, man. It's just like, like you said, sometimes nothing beats old school and whatnot. I mean, but it's just a crazy world that, I mean, it's like you said, you have a child that's coming in and, the new norm is just going to be just literally do everything from your house as much as possible. I think even with a vaccine, if, they say they're supposed to come out with one possibly by the end of the year, the earliest, maybe January, right?
Yeah.
With the resurgence of everything, is the confidence, do you think, going to come back to the way it was before this whole thing started, or what?
I'm gonna say yes and no
Okay.
because I'll be honest. There's a lot of ignorant people in this world, so they wanted to go back to where it was, where they're comfortable. So a lot of
I
people
mean, we all
change.
do, but it's like, let's be realistic about this, man.
They take that vaccine, they will continue to do the same old thing they were doing before this all kicked in. So the people that's actually gonna be smart about it, they're gonna just like let it simmer down, fall back, and just evaluate everything. But people
Exactly.
be ignorant. They'll be like, okay, I take a vaccination shot. Okay, I'll take that. Then I'm going
Right,
back to do
right.
what I normally do. I'm going outside. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna mind my business. The problem is though, everybody not thinking that way.
Exactly. Exactly. And you got me, because you already, great example. I went to the store today and there's a lot of people that didn't have their face mask on. I went to the store a couple of days ago, they didn't. You already have people that love to buck the system, as I say.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like people, when it comes to them driving on the road, they're never going to do the speed limit, right?
They got that guy here.
That's just what it is. Come on. And, so everybody's kind of bucking even more so. And it's just like, and I mean, it doesn't feel the same, even with things like, because I got friends that live in Florida, right? And I got you and I got other friends. Most of my friends live in Houston and live in Texas. And they say, man, the vibe, no matter where you go, my boy that lives in California, it's just not the same. It has not been the same for the last couple months. Even with them recently just opening, it's just like everybody's in a state of fear. What do you think? How's it in San Antonio?
If people are in fear, I don't see it.
You don't see it there? Okay.
No, because okay, let me take that back. Let's say last week it was good, no fear.
Okay.
But then now they're starting to we're getting a little bit of rise of COVID-19 now, and now a lot of places started shut back down because
oh, really?
of it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew Florida did that. I didn't know they were doing that in Texas.
Well, it's not all in Texas. It's San Antonio. Our mayor is very hands-on. He's making sure he doesn't try to make it as bad as a lot of other places in Texas. So he's like, hey, we're going to shut some things down if it starts getting up. So he's not taking no chances with it.
And that makes sense. You know, it's just, so, I mean, why would you put your constituents?
I don't see it. I have my mask everywhere with me because, number one, like I said, my wife is pregnant.
Exactly. You have a family to think about.
and I don't want to take no chance because the fact that my daughter, she goes to a daycare as well, so she got to be 100%. So
got you.
If I get it and I potentially get spread to her, then it can spread to other people as well. So I don't take no chances. So everywhere we go, we try to have our masks on as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Obviously, when I'm driving in my own car, I have a mask on my side, but not on me until I get out the car.
Yeah, but, exactly.
Everywhere we go, we try to have the mask, hand sanitizers, wash your hands, that type of stuff.
Absolutely, because you know the thing is, even
speaking of which, by the way, it took a while, but I got it.
All right.
I got my watch though, but I got the hand
sanitizer. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for purchasing the product off my store, man. Working to get another supplier and whatnot. Well, ever since this thing happened, everything's taking longer to get anywhere.
Yeah, it is.
It is, you know, it's like ridiculous. And then of course, you know, with the trade wars, you know, it's just like it's a constant back and forth, you know. What was I about to say? I mean, I think that's a smart thing what your mayor doing. It's like, you know, you got to put the needs of your constituencies first before you put the needs of, and I get the economy can't stay closed forever. And look, I'm not a fan of Florida, but the biggest problem with Florida is they're the biggest tourist economy state in the whole country. Correct me if I'm wrong.
The biggest?
Well, I'm sorry, not the biggest. Let me correct myself. But majority of their economy consists of tourism.
Yeah,
that's what I meant to say. Yeah. So, and with that being said, that's like shutting the government down in the DMV area, you know, and no one getting paid.
Yeah.
So, and that's like I give states like, you know, Texas and California and Arizona, they have a lot of tourism, but that's not their main bread and butter.
Nah.
And that's the thing. It's just like, you know, New York has a lot of tourism, but that's not their main bread and butter. You know what I mean? But Florida, that's like when you ever hear somebody going to Florida, it's always for vacation.
Either to Miami or to Orlando with Disney World.
Exactly, because if you go into Tallahassee, that's like going to a small town, and if you go into Tampa Bay, it's a nice city, but it's not a big tourist destination. So it's either Orlando, like you said, or Miami.
Exactly.
And you know, in those places, they need the tourism dollars. I mean, and it's just like it's crazy. You know, it's like I can't even imagine what it's like. So I get they had to open up, man, but I just think I think it was too soon. They did it a little too much. And the fact that, because even in Virginia, I don't know how it is in Texas, but in Virginia, people have been flocking to the beaches. I know most of the beaches, I know you're not close to the coastline like that, but my friends in Houston, they told me, yeah, a lot of the beach in Galveston and whatnot has been, you know, packed.
So we're gonna find out tomorrow because of Juneteenth.
Oh yeah.
So going back to history, it officially started June 19th in Galveston.
Is that right?
Yeah. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what's gonna happen tomorrow.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, that's what Juneteenth, because it's basically really a Texas holiday when you think about it, because you know the history of it all is majority of the South freed the slaves except for Texas because they had to have their crop come in. So what was it, another year?
Yeah.
So the slaves in Texas were free.
65, 66, one of those times, yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I know it was around. I know it was around that time. I know because matter of fact, the first time I didn't even know about Juneteenth till I went to Texas in my early 20s. That's a sad thing, but
Yeah, there's a lot of things we didn't know about in high school.
well, yeah, because that's another story for another day. The crazy thing. Have you heard of a brother named Derek Grace?
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay, the brother, he has tattoos all over his face and whatnot.
Hmm.
He's from Florida. He's actually moving to Atlanta, Georgia. I found out recently. He did
Okay.
do a TI, but he has the whole thing of at home school. You know what I mean, for his kids and whatnot. Obviously he teaches his kids to his. He's,
Oh yeah. I remember him.
yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
figured you knew him. And the one thing I love the most about him is the fact that he's teaching his kids self defense. He said he asked his kids in the interview with Ti, "What is a 401k? I don't know. What is the LLC?" And then she broke down what an LLC is, what an S corp is.
Hmm.
Now get the EIN from the IRS and whatnot. And just boom, boom, boom. And this is a guy that worked for the city of Tampa Bay. Crazy to think, as a 911 dispatcher. And he's one of the biggest entrepreneurs at 30 years old, and he made a board game, and now he's about to make a video game. Buying up commercial real estate.
His research, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
another thing that we have to do as number one, as an individual and as a culture. We got to get back to reading, and there's a lot of
yes,
things about too that you got to realize as well. And I've been doing my research. A lot of things I've been doing stuff, and I haven't been doing it myself. I'm not implementing it now because it's not starting to make sense. But
right,
everything we're doing, like things like this. You work for federal government, right?
right,
You got a 401k, right?
uh huh,
You got your life insurance policy.
yes.
So you know what I'm getting at, right?
I know you're getting that.
You know what I'm getting at, right?
Are you getting that to the point where, in regards to rolling money in specific areas and whatnot, so I can utilize it without getting taxed to death?
Using your insurance money as your own bank.
Got you. I see where you're going with now.
See, I'm just now looking for the right policy for me to get that set up, but it's basically the same scenario with a 401k.
Okay. Is it okay? So is it similar to like an annuity or a term life, or is it something else?
It's gonna be, I believe it's a whole life. I'm gonna do more research on that to make sure.
Okay, because I've been wanting to do that, and the crazy thing is, speaking of the 401k, I just got an email today because I forgot about it. Now with the crisis and whatnot, the government's actually giving people a pardon if they take money out of their 401ks and whatnot. And if they utilize it in a specific, measure, obviously you have to qualify and things of that nature. Or if you roll it over into something else, you won't get taxed on it.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm saying to myself that could be, I'm not going to say it online, but that could be a great payday for, the kind of move I'm trying to make to change the game for myself and for those around me. If you know.
We're gonna talk more behind the scenes on that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. The world don't need to know everything.
Into,
Yeah.
What I'm
what
about
I'm talking about.
to probably work with that as well.
Exactly. So yeah, we definitely got to talk about that off the line. But but this is another thing that we weren't. And the saddest thing is, this is what kids are not being taught in school. Even
Right.
what a 401k is. Why are we not teaching people how to utilize it so that they can get themselves free from having a job, making a job an option, as I always say. Not saying that if you hate your job, but if you lose your job, have another option.
Yeah, and
We got
just
to
the
break that
fact
cycle.
we didn't start our 401k at a young age compared to somebody else that may have started at a young age. We already lost, like they're doing the math now, we already lost over $100,000 right there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the crazy thing is, another aspect of it is you can put your kids on your business's payroll and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just another way to set up something for them. And it's like you said, there's so many various different avenues that you can set them up nowadays, from big or small. Because a lot of working people, I get it, they don't make as much money, so they're very limited to what they can actually do. But they can still do something. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that and a lot of things that I'm now preparing myself to show my daughter when she's older to fully understand things.
Right.
But we didn't have that option when we were younger because it was the 80s going to the 90s.
Exactly.
just started with us, basically. Like the internet,
Exactly.
it started with us. So we didn't really fully utilize it. But let's say kids, young adults, and they're like the young adults in like their early 20s.
Right.
A lot of these, especially the ones I watch on YouTube alone, they're like at most maybe 21, 22,
Bingo.
$50,000 a year from
Hmm.
YouTube making video stuff they want to do. So there's a lot
Exactly.
of things that it's amazing that we kind of like created,
Hmm.
innovated it,
Right.
but at the same time wasn't wise enough to utilize it because we were
Exactly.
so busy developing it.
Exactly.
With the kids now, they're born into it. So it's already natural for them to
Yep.
make a video, or even on this case with some kids with Minecraft, they're already becoming architects, not even realizing it.
Exactly.
So they're being born into where we were developing it, and now
Hmm.
we're trying to figure out how to utilize it. Unlike them, we're
Exactly.
like, oh, this is simple. We can do this, and we're like, wait, run that back. What'd you do? So it's just amazing how fast and how vast technology has grown.
Exactly.
Because, like I said, I'm in my office, so I'm creating security programs.
Hmm.
My daughter has her own tablet, and she's already utilizing things, her own program, figuring things out faster. And I'm like, okay, you understand this stuff now. And she's like,
Right.
watch this. Does this, now she controls my TV.
But that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. It's like, because at the end of the day, the school system's going to train them to be a good employee. It's up to us to train them how to be a boss. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to us to ensure that they have at least something when they get out of high school, and something when they get out of college, something when they leave the military, whatever have you. It's just this. We live in the time of you have to have options. You have no choice. Like I said, I kind of feel bad for a lot of the graduates of today, because a lot of them, for the ones whose parents weren't able to set them up, financially for anything, they're going to have it really hard right now.
Yeah, they are. But like I said, they just graduated. They're they got a lot of wits. They got a lot of smarts.
Oh
They,
yeah, absolutely.
now they don't understand what we had to go through a little bit, because now people are like, hey, who wants it more?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Who
Wants it more?
wants it more?
You want to just sit down playing Fortnite all day, or you want to tweet or make Instagram videos, or you want to go out there and get what you want.
And the crazy thing is that now that you mentioned that, one of my I don't know if you ever heard of the Learn at Your Leisure podcast. I listen to them every now and then. Real smart. One thing, because they have their own stock school and whatnot, teach people how to become great traders and things like that, stock traders. They said one thing. There's like, I've earned more money in the stock market now, not only because of what's been going on, but because I have more time on my hands for two reasons. One, I'm working from home. Two, what else did he say? And he said that because there's no basketball on or football on right now, so I'm not spending so much time watching ESPN.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, you know what? That's the thing. When you have more time on your hands, what are you really going to do with it? Are you going to play video games? You're going to Netflix? Are you actually going to put some time into what you really want to do out of life, especially in regards to making some money and getting some more investments?
Yeah, and it is a mindset.
Yes.
It's sometimes to make a big change, it's
Mm-hmm.
the toughest thing you'll ever do. I know for myself, for years, I have trouble trying to read. Not saying I couldn't read, but to read,
Right.
but it's to read to learn something, not read for this entertainment.
Got
So,
you.
and not to mention like everything that's going around in the world now. For me, I really have to make that adjustment on getting myself really focused on my own business, because
Right.
my business is digital marketing.
Got
I
you.
work on the computer at most maybe 20 hours a day, from my job to my business.
Right.
So I have to be on my phone. I have to be on my tablet, my laptop, desktop, all that stuff. And with my business digital marketing, I'm also on social media as well. Either I'm making a post, or I'm trying to communicate with people, trying to coordinate business. You can get, I can get distracted very easily because everything is surrounding me so quickly.
So I
And
have
it's tough. It is about a mindset. It depends on how much do I want. And
exactly.
and the reason why I'm saying this to everybody that's watching is because the fact that I'll be honest with you, I'm 35 years old. I have
Right.
a wife, about to have 2 kids. I'm paying mortgage, but I got a house that has my name on it.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 cars. That's one car paid off. The other one's about to be paid off.
Right.
I'm actually living in the suburbs. So nice community, good neighbors. Everybody knows everybody.
Right.
And my job makes me work. And my job is actually telling me I can work home full time, making more pay than ever made in the DMV area.
That's a beautiful thing.
So the reason why I'm saying that is like right now, what else could I want? So and that's all that runs my mind on a day-to-day basis. What more could I want? I got the house, I
Right.
got the money, I got
Mm-hmm.
I got the lifestyle that I want, everything like that. What
Right.
more do I want? And here's the thing that money can't buy is time.
Bingo.
So
Bingo.
now now I could put in almost 20 hours a day because yes, I have a job I have to do. I have
Right.
to do that until I make enough where I can say, okay, this job can go. Or
Right.
or because I work home anyway, I can still
Mm-hmm.
maintain that job and still do my business, have the money coming in. Until I get to
Exactly.
the point, like, you know what? I got these bills paid off. And then
Right.
the other thing I was saying about earlier about the about life insurance policy, everything like that, how that factor in, that could be a whole different ballpark to the point that I have to probably be forced to leave my job because it's
Right.
conflict of interest. You can't
Mm.
have your own bank and work at a bank at the same time.
That makes sense. That makes
So,
sense.
so I have to be forced to leave that, but I still get on my 401k and my pension that goes along with it.
Exactly. And that
So
and
a lot
obviously
of
you can
things
make a
that
better
right now
move.
I'm putting the groundwork for,
Uh-huh.
and I get 4 hours sleep anyway, so I'm already good.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm putting these hours in right now to get my time back in the future.
Which makes
So literally, I want to by 40 years old.
mm-hmm.
I want to be done with my job and just have my own and have a 6 figure no sir yeah 6 figure business that's catered to my lifestyle.
And I couldn't have said it better myself. I think that is my goal. That is by the time I turn 40 years old. I'm trying to have a lifestyle that I don't want to have to take a vacation from all the time. To and be like yourself, living and embracing in a community that I actually want to live in. And be around the kind of people who have the same mindset that I have all at the same time. Because the biggest problem, and that's why I love going live and being able to engage with people like yourself, is that if I'm talking business and you're talking sports, we're not going to get along. Not saying that I think that I'm better than you or I think you're better than me, but I'm talking about doing things just like you just stated that's going to have a significant impact on my life to where I can have the lifestyle that I want.
Well, that's
Nothing
the
wrong
only
with
thing I
anybody
have
being a sports
to.
fan or anything of that nature, but I'm just saying it's about the mindset and the focus, and that's what my focus is on. I'm not worried about being entertained right now.
And that's the one thing I have to commend you for, my brother, is because our peers, we're building our businesses up, and
Yes,
I have
sir.
to commend you for that because just the way that you're doing your thing, it's motivating me to do my thing as well. It really
Well, I
is.
appreciate
It
that.
really is motivating though, because here's what's going to happen though. And like I said, I see this. Like I said, I see the finish line. I don't see what's going on between, but I see the finish line. Their
Exactly.
business is skyrocketing. My business is skyrocketing. Our friends that we know and we dearly love, that we know
Yeah.
for over 20 something years,
Yes.
25 plus years,
Yes, sir.
we know they got a skill set.
Yes, sir.
As we are, and I can say this, young, black, successful, what we gonna
Right.
do? Are we gonna be in the top by ourselves? Or are we gonna grab our brothers by our hands and like, let's go?
You're gonna grab by the hand and say, "Let's go."
Let's go. So you're doing good. That motivates me to keep going because I know you don't get to the top. I'm right there with you.
Exactly.
We got a few of our friends that got some skill set too.
Exactly.
Grab my hand. I know how to get this done. Matter of fact, need a loan? Here's a loan for you. Oh, you give them money? Good. I'm hiring. You're my accountant.
Exactly.
Oh, you're good with taxes. Guess what? I'm hired as my tax man. Let's get that done.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So,
sir.
you do podcast? Guess what? Let's get a show for you going. Let's get you going with that. Oh, you know security? Guess what? I'm hired as security. I know somebody to take care of some people. You can do that.
Exactly. Exactly. And that is the mind. That's what you're supposed to do. Because the crazy thing, you actually segue into what I was just about to say next. You know who's benefiting right now in this economy more than anybody else? Everyone who owns a business, who owns real estate, and owns stocks and bonds. Period. I don't care what state you live in. I don't care what country you live in. If that's what you own, you are benefiting.
I mean, even this, I'll add this to you as well. Even major corporations that you are executive, you're benefiting from it. I mean,
sir.
You just said it earlier. AT&T is losing, it's cutting jobs.
Yes.
And closing stores.
Mm-hmm.
But those executives ain't gonna lose their bonuses.
Exactly.
They're not gonna lose their bonuses. They're not gonna give up their bonuses or their salary to keep those people and to keep the people working. They're not gonna do that.
Exactly. Because the crazy thing is with them cutting the jobs and cutting those specific locations, guess what? The bonuses are possibly going to go up.
Because you maintain the business.
Less real estate that they need. And that's the thing, like the future of a lot of commercial, not all, a lot of commercial real estate is at stake right now. And people aren't having that conversation.
Yeah. Even with the video you made yesterday about the volunteering layoffs.
Yes. Thanks again for that article, man. That blew my mind.
Oh yeah. Which is kind of funny because if my job is good, I'm taking that by storm. 18 months of pay, I'll do that. But even that though, the volunteer layoffs that they're doing with the airline companies.
That is crazy.
They're not asking the executives to lay off. No. The pilots, the
stewardess,
the flight attendants, even the people that check baggage. They asking them to lay off. So they're going to get their money. But because the company is still together and hasn't gone bankruptcy or hasn't went out of business, the executives are going to get a nice little bonus because what they thought was very smart, very sophisticated.
Exactly. So, and bear in mind, because these airlines have gotten bailouts, right? One, and then two, less people are flying right now. I mean, if you look for a flight deal right now, you're going to get a good deal for the most. Where you going? I mean, no matter how you slice and dice it. So it's just like you said, and it's like in that article, if you get the severance package with the right mindset, you could do a lot of things with your life right now.
That's why I said if my job gave me that option, 18 months or 4 months plus a bonus to go with it.
You gone, right?
Yeah. Because now instead of me splitting 20 hours a day for my job and my business, I'm now going to be forced to do 20 hours for my business to get where to be at.
Exactly.
Let's put this in perspective here.
Yes, sir.
Let's say the federal government, you're the Department of Defense, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the Department of Defense, biggest company in the United States, in my opinion.
Right.
They do a voluntary layoff. They give you 18 months of your base salary plus a $20,000 bonus to go with you right now, so you're not so-called struggling when you're on the layoff. Now, I know what you're going to do with that.
You already know.
Okay, so
Pennsylvania be calling my name.
let's just put this in perspective here so people will know about this. Let's just say you went out to Reading, Pennsylvania,
mm,
and you used that $20,000 as a down payment for not one but two properties. That you get then because you have more time in your hands because you don't have to work for your company.
right.
You're able to go up there, continue, let's just say, doing rehab for those houses, fix them up nice
Exactly.
so that be livable.
Exactly.
We have more time for that. So let's just say, out of those 18 months of getting your layoff pay, 6 months of that to take care of those houses.
Yes, sir.
And you have now, because those two houses and the way the market is going to fluctuate, whatever like that, now you have enough to get a third house.
Exactly.
And in another 6 months, you make that maybe two more houses. So out of a whole year of doing that, now you get your income coming in on a monthly basis.
Yes, sir.
The same amount of money you were making at your job already.
Exactly.
So 1 year, but you still got another 6 more months left of that layoff pay that you get. Now it gets serious.
Exactly.
Now,
and I do you one even better. With that, I'd buy a commercial property so that could just save myself, get me two.
That's okay.
From an apartment perspective. From an apartment perspective.
Now we're talking.
And then, and in that way it saves me time and it replaces my income that much more quicker and whatnot. And then, like you said, my time is freer, so I have more time to put more time into Larry's Anything Goes, various other platforms and things of that nature.
And then let's put it in my perspective. Let's say I get my layoff pay plus $20,000. That put me in 6 figures right there.
Boom.
Now I'm focused on not only getting clientele, but helping them get more customers for their business.
Yes, sir.
And successful.
Yes, sir.
So now, because of that, they're bringing more clients to me because I have the time to work with them throughout the daytime. So let's just say I'm on a path right now to getting a strong 5 to a low 6 right now, even when I work as an income. I do it that way, and I do it the same I'm doing now. It could be a low 6. I mean, it could be a high 6 to a low 7 figures in about 18 months because of the time that I have.
Bingo. And there you have it.
So, like I said, if my company, which is a great company, by the way, but if they give me that volunteer layoff with full pay, benefits. Medical benefits is the key too.
Oh, absolutely.
On that as well.
Absolutely.
Full pay, full medical, and let's say 30,000 as a bonus, so you don't feel like you're caught up or struggling afterwards.
Right.
I'm wrap. 7 figures.
It's a wrap. And it's like it's nothing to shy at my employer or anything of that nature or your employer. It's the fact that, like you said, it's just about your mindset and it's giving you an opportunity to do something else and something that you're a lot more passionate about.
Yeah, because I think my passion and your passion kind of goes hand in hand.
Right.
Our passion is to help people get to where they want to be at.
Bingo.
That's really what it is. Depending on the avenue that we're doing it, we have the same goal. We want to take our brothers, want to uplift our sisters.
Yes, sir.
And we want to build our family.
Absolutely.
My way always been help. Obviously, this firsthand. I've been good with computers since I was 13 years old.
Right.
So I'm always going to be stuck with computers. So I'm using that as my avenue. Your avenue is a little different from mine, but it's still the same scenario. Like if I need advice for certain stocks, I'm coming to you. You need advice on what camera to use for YouTube or Facebook, I'll tell you where to go to and get at a good price.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more on that one. Because at the end of the day, I mean, that's why people don't fully grasp the concept. Most YouTubers and podcasters, etc., they're not just doing it because they're trying to sell a product and get likes and subscribers and things of that nature. They actually want to add value to the world. They actually want to help people do better for themselves, and no matter what their passion is, no matter what they're trying to go after, and things of that nature. It's so much bigger than just getting the likes and subscribes. And segue, please like and subscribe if you're watching this. But it's bigger than that. It's really adding value and engagement. That's why I said today's word is engagement, because I don't think people are engaging enough when it comes to what we're talking about right now.
That it's also due with fear.
I agree.
It really is. I mean, you know what I mean? I've been business mind since we remember. And how many times a lot of people laughed at me for what I was trying to do when we were younger?
All the time. I used to get the same thing.
Yes.
In fact, not only would people laugh at me, people in my family were scared for me to do anything outside of that getting a job norm. If I was going to cut grass, somebody's going to try to, still kidnap you or something like that. If I was going to shovel snow, sell something, it was kind of, you remember, it was kind of frowned upon for us to do that. You remember that, right?
That actually was a little different for me to a certain degree. Like my mom, okay, she was nervous about what I was trying to do.
Right.
Because we see all the hard work I'm doing, so she wanted me to struggle.
Right.
My dad, on the other hand, he was like, man, do what you got to do.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Well, and yeah. Well, that's, and I'm not going into no gender nonsense, but it's just in a man's DNA to say, I got to get it. I have to, no matter what, I have to get it. You know what I mean? See, I didn't have my father around, so that's why, I just, my mom was like, and for good reason, because,
Right.
I mean, heck, you remember when we were kids, we were walking home from work and we get stopped or something, Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, so it's like, come on, man.
There's so many things going on. It's just speaking with my parents, man. Like, big up to them for helping us, because it takes like our whole community, like Rolandwood, they looked after us.
Oh my God! Every time I hear Rolandwood, it's just funny.
They looked after us a lot of things, and I know. I spoke to my dad about a few weeks ago about it. Yes, he did say he's proud of what you're doing too, man. So. And because my dad spoke to you anything in a while, he's still watching on. So
okay, no, I appreciate it, man.
But it's interesting because I mean, man, the stories we can tell about Rolandwood. I mean, the good, the bad, the ugly, the funniest.
The beautiful thing is, it's like, most kids don't, in my personal opinion, they don't get to grow up in that kind of community anymore because, like you said, we're such an indoor society now. So it's like, that's the one thing I loved about, my childhood, and growing up in Rolandwood, we had a sense of community.
Yeah, we had one.
We had a sense of community. It's very hard to find that nowadays, but we had a sense of community.
Everybody. And it's funny too, because we had people that were up to no good and stuff like that. And
right.
And at the time, they were older than us, and they were like, "Oh, LJ, Chris, get away from that stuff.
Exactly.
Trouble. You don't need to be involved in this."
Right, and that was the code. That was the code. Don't do. We're screwing up, so don't do what we're doing.
Right.
You can be better. They saw that potential in us.
Yeah, but when we got older, we understood why they said that, and then we started doing the same thing when we're still living. Like, tell the little kid, "Nah, don't go that route."
Exactly.
You see where that's going, don't do that.
Exactly. And that goes back into the conversation now. It's like, especially with all that's going on nowadays, they definitely, you do not need to be out in the streets doing anything crazy.
Oh no.
You might not go home.
Nah.
Period.
And that's scary. That with me about to have two girls.
Exactly.
That is the scariest thing ever for me. I don't even want to even try to think about it, but I know I'm teaching my daughter. I'm teaching my daughter book smart.
Right.
At the same time, I'm trying to teach her a little bit of street smart, but she's only 5, so she don't understand what that really means.
Right.
So
piece by piece, right?
When I get older, when she gets older,
right.
It's like I said. Hopefully, like I said, no, it's not gonna be hopefully. It's going to happen.
Right.
Like I said, when I turn 40, I'll have everything all set up.
Exactly.
She'll be in a situation where she'll be able to make decisions for her own.
Right.
And I don't know about, what clothes to wear. No, her decision could be like, "Hey, Dad, what business can I buy?"
Boom.
And she'll be 15, so technically she'll be legal to do that stuff.
Exactly.
So
And that is the best. That's like sweet music to my ears because, especially in the African American community, we need that. I mean, that's just that's the mindset. That is the now, and that is the future. If that's not being pumped into children's brains right now, I don't know what is.
yeah, I mean, we just had a conversation in the car when I picked her from daycare, and I was
Right.
telling her, listen, you're royalty. No matter what the cause is, you're royalty. And she laughed it off.
Disagree.
She was laughing. I was like, yeah, I'm a princess and you're a king. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're damn right. Now I had to apologize for cussing right in front of her. But that's the truth though. So I'm already
Exactly.
telling her brain that she's royalty, she's special. Nobody's gonna tell her otherwise.
Exactly.
And now
I couldn't agree with you
I'm gonna
more.
show her how to legally get this money.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Because I'm gonna do a poem on Saturday that's called you know, "Are you voting with your dollars?" Right?
Mm.
Leave. Like I said, it's gonna offend people, and I honestly at this point I don't care. Who you bank with and who you spend your money with counts way more than who you vote for. Now, why is that? Because you spend your money every day for the most part, and you look at your bank account if you're smart every day. You only vote a couple of times a year. And like I said, I don't care what side. I'm neutral. I don't care what side you vote for. It is what it is. Your opinions are your opinions. I don't care. But who you bank with and who you spend your dollars with matters the most. Okay. So if you, like I always say, check out a We Buy Black first, or There's Anything Goes first, before you go to Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you need it just like that. Now, that's a different story. But it's just when you spend, everybody else is economically on code with themselves. They know to spend with their community first, or at least check with their community first before they go outside of the borders.
Well, hopefully things are starting to it's starting to change to the better, so to speak, with that.
I
Because
think it is.
I mean, this movement right here is really starting to get to that. I mean, I even looked at I mean, obviously, I'm getting things. I was gonna get things from you,
No,
like,
okay,
and
I
I probably
appreciate
will
that.
ordering soon for you as well, stuff like that. I need a new camera. So, but I mean, it started to change. It's not changing as fast as we wanted it to be, but at the
Right.
same time, it's not for us. It's for the generation after us.
Exactly. And that's the thing at the end of the day. And it's not a shy towards anybody else. It's just being positive and uplifting one another. That's what it is at the end of the day. I got
Well,
you know,
you're
I
being
got
nice about it. I'm going to say it. Yes, we are going to because
yeah.
it needs to be said. It needs to be done. And
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a guarantee. It has to be because you already, like I said, that one article, what is it, by 2030 or 2035, the wealth of African Americans in the United States is going to be at zero.
I think it might be less than that. And we're not thinking.
Exactly. It's just like, I mean, that's just the article I read. I mean, that's an analysis, that's an assumption, but it's, I mean, as far as the year or the number, but it is very true. Because if people are not constantly focusing on asset accumulation and learning something new every day in regards to that aspect, then because and right now, and then, like you said, in the future, if you're only depending on a job, then you're always going to be in the just over broke category. Period. It's
Yeah,
nothing. I'm not saying anything bad about a corporation or a government entity because people have to get paid based on their value, right? But the cost of living goes up, and if you don't, and if you have a generation that's always starting off at the bottom, then you will lose.
yeah. But if what I want, it's like we are like, yeah, we definitely need to like pick ourselves up, start doing a lot more reading,
Yes,
stop emulating what you see on TV.
agreed.
Get if all you see is nothing but like expensive cars, jewelry that ironically, if you don't have insurance for your jewelry, that devalues too. So it's a lot of things that factor into it. And the stuff that we're gonna talk behind the scenes,
Right.
it's gonna make a lot of sense to what you can do.
Oh,
Where we
absolutely.
can buy on them cars, we can buy them jewelries because we're gonna be
Right.
kind of like paying ourselves back in the midst of it as well. But there's a lot of things
Exactly.
that go into it that a lot of people just in the black community, like prime example, just getting your own life insurance just to pass
Exactly.
along. to your family, or even have
Exactly.
the money just to either bury you or cremate you. That life insurance will cover that instead
Yes,
of putting
sir.
you more in debt. So
Yes,
there's so
sir.
many things that, like I said, I just put before I go to bed. I may read maybe a couple pages here and there, but just reading all sorts of things to help develop my mindset on my own business, but also my plan B, my plan C. All that reading is now starting to make sense now, and that's
Exactly.
what I've been trying to tell a few people on
Hmm.
what could be done that you're already doing anyway. And it's
Exactly.
pretty just simple. It's not easy. It's not easy because it's the mindset, it's fear, and it's also lack of knowledge that's not going into play. Once you have your fear, you can't really go out there and use your knowledge to figure it out. So
Exactly.
all that got to come into play. But once somebody is ready to do it,
Hmm.
it's going to be hard to stop them.
Exactly. Exactly. Once you're ready to get your feet wet and actually implement, because like you said, you can do all the reading in the world, you can listen to all the podcasts in the world, but until you are ready to hit that execute button and hit that trigger, you
It's
just
almost like it's almost like having your it's almost like having your mindset. When we were younger, our mindset was we need money. We can do what we got to do to get a job.
right.
It's that you got to have that same ambition to build your own business,
Exactly.
to do more than what you can do because you believe in yourself. You got to put that your mindset into that, and it's not easy, but the reward is a lot more than a paycheck every 2 weeks.
I agree, 100%. Because one thing, and before I end this off, one thing to remember, and I always give credit to the Hispanic community. And the only reason why I give a lot of credit to the Hispanic community is one reason. Growing up in Woodbridge, Virginia, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, Woodbridge didn't look like it looks now, okay?
Okay.
And you have a generation of people that came to the United States. They came from mostly Central America, from
Hold on a second.
yeah, take your time. They came from Salvador. They came from Guatemala. They came from Mexico, and they came with a mindset to okay, we're all going to put our dollars together. It's kind of like when African Americans migrated up north and out west and whatnot. We're coming here. We're gonna have a couple people live in a place, a couple families living in one place together. We'll have a job. We'll eventually open a business. We'll eventually buy a house, and then we'll do the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, so they're the group of people that if you drive on Route One in Woodbridge, even though how expensive it is getting up here, they're looking at it like, well, we set up something here, so we don't care how much the cost of living goes up. You know why? Because he has a landscaping business. He has a construction business. She has a cleaning business. She has a salon. We have 10 houses. We have churches. We do events at these, and the money continuously circles around. You can continuously keep trying to gentrify a group of people out of, you can't gentrify a group of people out of a place when they own it.
Right.
And that's the thing. Like the Chinese can't get gentrified out of any major city, out of New York, out of San Francisco, out of LA, nowhere, because they have their own economy. When you have your own economy in a city, you can't get gentrified.
Right. And they had a plan too when they
Yeah,
came to Woodbridge or
they didn't come here to be basic.
they had a plan.
Yeah, they didn't come here to be basic.
Yeah, they had a plan.
They had a
Our
plan.
our history, our culture was a little different.
Right, exactly.
It's a little different. Like everything was stripped away from us, and
Right,
we're scraping ourselves trying to get it back. But at the same time, it we were so aggressive, so much in
right,
battle mode, trying to get the next conquest
right.
that we forgot how to work together.
Exactly. I agree 100%. And the crazy thing is, our grandparents and great grandparents generation was doing the same thing that the people who immigrate to the United States have been doing for the last 20 years now. That's one thing. It's like my mom told me her grandmother owned her own freaking convenience store down in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like one of my coworkers who rest her soul, Mrs. Norma Jean, real nice lady, sweetest lady on the planet. She was 77 years old. She looked like she was 55. Very nice lady. From
Okay.
San Diego. She said her parents migrated from Texas to San Diego, California. Her mom owned a bar. Her dad owned a hotel.
Wow.
Okay. Like I always say, I have so much respect for that generation that, especially who during the 30s, 40s, and 50s, because man, they owned some stuff. They and it was just normal to own back during that time frame. Maybe it was a little bit easier, maybe it was a little bit harder. I don't know, but I will say, for the lack of technology that those people had during that time frame, okay, and capital. The people that especially African Americans, did not have that much access to capital back then compared to now.
Right.
Let's just be realistic about it. And to own those kind of things back then, and even more so, it just shows the resilience of anybody can do anything they want to in this country when they put their mindset in order and when they get with the right people.
Exactly. As long as you get with the right people.
Yes, sir.
Not only just the right people to help you get on it, but also like advisors that's telling you, advisors, mentors, they're telling you what
Yes.
not to do.
Yes, sir.
Now,
yes,
sometimes
sir.
my mentors got to slap me upside my head a few times.
Hey.
Like, I'm going ahead of myself. I'm like, no, slow down, relax, you'll get there. But if you go here, you're gonna be a lot longer. So sometimes that's what you need sometimes too, is a mentor and advisor. Like, hey, I see your skill set.
Yes.
I've been down this road before.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to me, follow my path. You'll get there faster than I can. But if you
Absolutely.
walk that path one bit, you might have to start back over again.
Absolutely. I could not agree with you more on that one, Chris. I could not agree with you more on that one. And that's the thing. That's why I like discussing with you and others and whatnot, because I'm not going to get where I want to go to by myself. Okay. And I know that. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about working with you and other people, et cetera, and engaging. My mindset is always give me the bag, give me the knowledge, give me the right people, and we go from there.
Exactly. Vice versa.
I learned something on this beautiful highway of life that we're on, and I'm all about it, But it's going to be a crazy ride, man. Especially the times we're living in now, because I have a funny feeling, and give me your prediction before we close. In the next 2 months, we might be back where we were back in the beginning of April, as far as things being shut down. What do you think? I hope not. I don't want that to happen. Trust me, I don't.
I'll be honest with you. In about 2 months, 3 months tops, we might be worse than what it was back in April.
You think so?
Because you got to remember this also. Where we're at. It's June now. It's going to start. Well, in Texas, it doesn't get cold.
Yeah.
Where you're at, September, October, that's when the temperatures are dropping.
Yes, sir.
Cold, and you're going to see a lot more of these cases kick in because flu season kicks in as well. So they're going to try to start combining some stuff. So you got to think of it like that. The weather is going to change a lot of things. And like I said, we have ignorant people that still want to be comfortable with their life, not thinking about other people because it ain't hit them or their immediate loved ones.
And that's the crazy thing, that's the saddest thing, because then it's like we're going to go into Thanksgiving with this and Christmas with this.
Oh yeah,
it's just like, just thinking about that, man. It's just, and like I said, once again, it's just like, just think about if a kid, they can't. I mean, some know, some don't know, but it's just like, it just takes the fun out of it for them. You know what I mean? I mean, there was this great video I remember seeing about a month or 2 months ago. This little girl, she had her, I think, 6-year-old birthday party, and it was a social distancing birthday party. And I think, what was it? They had her walk through the neighborhood and whatnot, and all her friends were on the side, and they were, they were good at distance from each other. But but it was sweet of the parents to do that for her, but it was sad because they had to do it, and she couldn't have a regular birthday party like any child should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't have a direct party for Carly, but because hers was back in May 20th. But we just said, you know what? It was a very hot day. I pulled out the kiddie pool. We ordered some pizza, had water balloon, hand sanitizer on deck, and we just had our neighbors have their kids, grandkids. Like, you know what? Well, just let them have fun. Jump in the water when they eat their food. We get hand sanitizer on deck. Make sure everybody's safe and sound.
Very smart.
Me and my neighbors, we had a few beers. we just like. I mean, I get it. We have to be social distant at the same time. Like we're gonna try to do what we can they mitigate all that stuff, and we did. We had a good time. Obviously, it was back in May and June.
Gotcha.
None of us had COVID-19 and everything like that, so everything seemed to be right. So we were just being very careful. But my daughter, she just turned 5. She don't understand what's going on.
And you know what? You guys should be commended for doing that, because I know a lot of parents didn't even go that far, and I think that is a great thing that you guys you had your preventative measures in place and you executed, and I think you guys should be commended for that, because like I said and I said this the other day to my mother. It's like, no matter what the situation is, life has to go on. I can't put it any other way. Life has to go on. Has to be some sort of normalcy and whatnot. So, especially for the kids. I mean, it's like when are they talking about the kids going back to school down there? Because they're talking about August here.
Well, they're going through the process right now, trying to make sure everything's all nice and safe for the kids to go back to school. I mean, worst case scenario, which really is the worst case scenario, they'll just pass us back the iPads and have it do school like that. Now, here's the thing that I would say that will work for people down here in Texas. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if it is Virginia, because my sister, they say they tried the iPad for school for elementary kids, and it didn't work out for them.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but it worked out great down here. So my thing is, okay, from age from let's say preschool up to 5th grade,
right?
They have to go to school because they have to learn, get that learning mindset, so to be able to learn without us when they get older.
Got you.
From middle school on,
mm-hmm.
or I think junior high down here, but from middle school, junior high, and high school, if they don't get the mindset to do good in school, give them the tablets, give them all the software they need to do, and let them do their schooling at home.
I agree. I mean,
let them do the schooling at home. That way you have the kids that need to be in school, be focused on the school. But the older kids, they already know their basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They can do their stuff at home. Like, you got to do a paper. Okay, you know how to do a paper.
Right.
You know how to do history. You got your tablet. You got Google. You can do your history. It's not that hard if you have a plan in place, and that's what they're trying to do down here. And I think it'd be a good idea. To me, it'd be a great idea if they initiate that. Now, granted, they might be lacking social skills to talk to other people and stuff like that. But at this day and time, what I see is all the kids on their cell phone anyway. So I don't think that's a bother them.
Crispin, you're right, man. I couldn't agree with you more on that one, man. So before we leave, please give people your business plug. And matter of fact, if you want to put your website in the comment section, I can display it right now.
You might do it right now.
Yeah, so that way people can utilize your services and whatnot. I love StreamYard, man. This is the best.
There's the website right there, but also for everybody to see, there's my business card right there.
All right, very nice, very nice.
Like I said, reaching out consultants. I'm just a consultant reaching out.
And what is your reaching out consultants business actually do, young man? What do you got?
I'm a digital marketer, and we have 4 main services that we do. We do special event advertising. Mostly do Facebook and Google. So, for example, like Father's Day on Sunday, you want your business to get an advertisement for Father's Day, I can do that for you. We have a website remodel and redesign. So remodel your website to make it reach out to more of your clients, to just rewording website or change the whole thing up. We also have what we call explainer videos. So if any company has issues or has a way of unable to explain their company, we can make videos for that.
All right.
And not least, and this one's always the most important one, because a lot of businesses don't do this. We actually bring out positive reviews for your website through Google, through Facebook, Yelp, Angie's List. So, because a lot of business that we see so far, I know they're good companies because I worked with them before, or I actually shop for their product or services.
Mm-hmm.
I may go to the Google page, you might have one review, and it's a bad one.
Mm.
So we actually give our positive review for that as well.
And there you have it. And in today's market and in tomorrow's market, you're definitely going to need to utilize the services. So if you're interested, check out his website. It is in the chat on YouTube and on Facebook. And I'm displaying it right now on YouTube, and I will display it again on Facebook. Brother, and thanks again for calling in, man, because I needed a parent's opinion on this whole topic right here, because I know, you have another baby on the way, and, they're coming into a crazy world, but I know you guys are going to do a great job of continuously preparing them for it. So,
oh, yeah, definitely.
So please tell your wife I said hello, and your mother, and hey, man, take care and stay safe. And we definitely got to talk this weekend about the insurance and the retirement plans, because it's time to make another money move, if you know what I mean.
Oh, we definitely want to talk about that, man. It's going to surprise you a couple things too, man. I'm telling you.
I believe it. I'm ready to execute, man. This is our year.
Sure.
No matter what, man. So appreciate it, sir. And I will talk to you later. All right, brother?
All right, talk to you later, man.
All right, take care. Hey, man, it's always great to be able to talk to people that you grew up with and to see them doing great things. And, I'm just happy to see it and be a part of it all at the same time. So, it's all good in the neighborhood, in my personal opinion. And we're going to keep moving forward. So if you've been able to watch this long, I can't believe we went over an hour. I think this is the longest broadcast I've had, I believe. So, but hey, it's all good. Please, family, if you're interested, as you see on the banner line, if interested in joining the Care Bars International, the link is in the description. Basically, it's buying gold, saving gold, and referring others. Yes, it's referral marketing. It's not a pyramid scheme. You make money off of the gold that you purchase and off of the people that you refer to that do the same thing. Buy the gold, save it, buy a specific package or packages. You make your money off of that. And if you sign up with Larry's Anything Goes, I will personally give you a phone call and we can have a discussion to see if it's for you or not. There's no monthly fee, and that's why I'm involved with it. So it's a beautiful thing. And obviously, if you want to purchase any specific products, the shirt, anything of that nature, face masks, for medical face masks, sanitizer, clothing, etc. Especially we got Juneteenth shirts. We got Father's Day shirts because that's coming up. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers. And we're going to continue to push on, and I hope you guys want to push on with this. It's all about engagement. I'm glad Chris was able to call in because that's the main reason why I go on live. I want to engage with the audience. I want to engage with everybody. So I'll put Chris's website up one more time on YouTube. What's up, Max? My dog Max is looking at me like, what you doing? And I will, come here, Max. You want to get on camera? Come here, buddy. Come here. My little dachshund. He's looking like, yeah, what's going on? And then put it up on Chris on Facebook one last time. What's up, buddy boy? Say hello. Say hello. He's like, man, get me out of the way from this camera, man. All right, I'll show my other crazy dog. It's the one that was making noise. I'm probably she didn't bark. But anyways, family, it's all good. Take care. Have a good day. And always make money moves. And don't forget to like and subscribe, family. Take care.